Hi and welcome to the JLR Guru channel. Thanks for tuning in again. We've reached over 500 subscribers and this is the special video for each and every one of my subscribers, just to say thank you very much for supporting the channel. When I first started it, not even a couple of months ago, I didn't even think we'd get 10 subscribers. So really pleased that you've all subscribed and you like the content. So those of you that have already seen my earlier videos will know what car I have, my own personal car. So you'll have heard me talk about it, so you'll have an idea what I'm going to show you today. So I'm going to spin the camera around, we'll have a look at it, and I want to know what your thoughts are as I talk you around the car. So let me know your thoughts in the comment. If you're not a subscriber, please like and subscribe. So ready, here we go. Here's my own personal car. So there we go, what do we think? So it's an F-Type V6 340 PS convertible. It's a 2015 on a 15 plate and it's done just over, I think, 33,000 miles now. So the colour is dark sapphire metallic, or Loire blue as it was later known, and it's also got the Cirrus full leather option. It's got the exterior styling pack, which means you get the extra little sort of blades here and the side vents here, the side skirts, sorry. Apologies for whatever's happening in the background. And you also get the skirts here as well on the back. As standard, it comes with the normal brake calipers finished in gold, which I didn't really like, so I've had these redone in red, and they also have a little Jaguar logo on there as well. The alloys are optional. They're the upgraded 20-inch Tornado wheels. They're slightly wider at the back, so they take 395 tyres at the back and 365 tyres at the front. No exterior gloss black pack on this one. It's got the chrome on it, which I think works well with the silver alloys. So let's have a look around the back. So around the back, you can tell it's a V6 because it's got the twin circular exhaust pipes on there as well, finished in chrome. They have LED headlights all around, apart from the bi-xenons at the front. Got the deployable spoiler here, which raises at 50 miles an hour and goes back down at 40. You also get a reversing camera standard on the F-Type. What you do also get is a pretty ridiculous boot. There you go. As you can see, just for reference, my folded down tripod is just there. Not a lot you can get in there, although I'm just going to put a photo on the screen now of a big grocery shop I managed to get in the car, just so you can see. So you can get things in it. I'll do some noises in a second because it sounds amazing, which was the primary reason I bought it. So I've just popped the roof down just so you can see what it looks like in proper summer mode. So the roof actually falls down in 12 seconds and can be operated up to 30 miles an hour on the move. You do get the silver rollover hoops there, which you could have those optioned into gloss black as well, but again, I'm happy with that. And again, just so you can see the Cirrus white seats on there. And then another side profile again. There we go, let's have a look at the interior. Right, so this shouldn't take too long because it's quite a small interior on the F-Type. So first thing you can see there, door cards, you get your seat controls, similar to a Mercedes on there. Not really a lot else to talk about on the door cards. This car's got the standard stereo. Apologies if the wind noise is a bit irritating. The seats come as standard with the part leather and then the centre parts here that you can see, they're standard in suede. This car's been upgraded to full leather, and we'll talk about that in a little while. The seats are heated as an option on this car. It's also got the performance steering wheel with the flat bottom here as well, very sort of Lamborghini Audi style. You do get the deployable vents in the centre there as well. Most F-Types on the road are automatic, although they did do this engine with a manual gearbox. You get the bright pedals as well, and you've also got the Jaguar kick plates there as well. So let's jump in, pop the roof back up, and I'll talk you through some of the controls. Right then, so in the driver's seat of my F-Type, so first thing you see is the performance steering wheel, nice thick chunky leather steering wheel, nice and soft leather, nice stitching on it. You'll notice on this side, nothing, and that's because that's where cruise control should be. And if you're listening, Jaguar, it's absolutely appalling that you don't fit cruise control on what was a 60,000–70,000 pound car brand new. On this side, you've got all your volume controls for your radio, menu for the driver's screen here. You've got analog dials. You couldn't have opted for a digital dash on the F-Type, so that was a bit unfortunate, but you can get a digital dash on the current one. In fact, it's standard now. Auto lights, auto wipers are of course standard. And this being a 15 plate is actually a 15.5 model year when it got the updated infotainment system and driver's display. So if you look at previous cars, in fact I'll try and flash up a picture on the screen now, you can see the difference between the old software and the new software. I mentioned earlier about the deployable vents, so you've got to turn the air conditioning on, and there you go, that's fantastic. When you turn the car off, they do drop back down, and if you've left the air conditioning distribution on, as I just have, they'll pop back up again. This car doesn't have climate control as a split system, so it's all as one, so weirdly you do still get two readouts. Not quite sure why that is. You do also get the heated seats if you opt for them like I have, so you can push this to control your seat heating. Push it in again. I didn't get the heated front screen. I'm not bothered. I don't use it in snowy and icy weather anyway. Air conditioning is standard. It's linked to the 8-speed single clutch gearbox. Really easy to use. So trigger in, pull the lever back, and then that's it away. The parking brake comes off for you anyway. If you want to engage sport, knock it across, and you can plus and minus, or you can use the paddles on the steering wheel here as well. Knock it back into drive and then park. And what I'll also show you before I do that, reversing camera, that's standard on F-Type. And then you've got your drive mode select here, which as you can see I've got dynamic engaged, which means I've got my dials are sort of backlit in red. Important button here, active sports exhaust, and we'll come to that in a second. If you don't have the active sports exhaust, you just get one big traction control button here. So if you're looking at one to buy, make sure it's got that button, because you'll love it. Deployable spoiler, you can manually deploy the spoiler, but it will come up at 50 miles an hour, as I said. Parking brake is there, and then the roof switch is there. So to put the roof down, push it down. To lift it up, put the roof up, lift it upwards. Two cup holders that have currently got my keys in there at the moment. On the cars of this age, you did also get this little sort of pointless cubby area here, which I'm not really sure what you could put in there. I bet someone's got use for it. That was actually dropped on the later cars, and if you had a coupe, you just got a sort of hole here that you could put things in, and that was also dropped on the later cars as well. Want to see what it looks like with the roof going down? Why not? Windows deploy first, all the way down. And then the windows come back up. There we go, and then let's bring it back up again. You can do this, as I say, up to 30 miles an hour while you're moving. And you do get some weird looks from other drivers while your roof's going up and down while the car's moving on the road, but there we are. Right then, let's have some sounds. Right, so let's take my F-Type V6 convertible for a drive, and first things first, let's get that roof down. 13 degrees, which is an acceptable temperature, I'd say, and I think you guys want to hear some sounds as well. So into drive, sport mode, dynamic on, loud button on. Let's get out of this little gateway that I've stopped in. It's a little bit bumpy on this road, so bear with me. There comes a local farmer and his 4x4. He's going to have to move somewhere. That's the thing about farmers in old trucks, they just don't care. They just throw it onto the grass verge and let you past. Hope you can hear that on the camera because it sounds awesome. Let's go this way actually. Yeah. Hopefully this is a bit of a smoother road. That's the sound that I will never ever get bored of, and I don't even care that my hair looks stupid. I'll just slow down to go to a little villagey type part here. I'm sorry I'm not saying anything, I'm just letting the car do the talking for a change. And there's a way you can actually extend the pops and bangs on the overrun. So the idea is just tap the throttle. I don't mean tap it to like you like that. The idea is that if you just rest your foot on just enough to make it move slightly, you can make it pop and bang for this long. You ready? So you slow down, pretty much. Right then. There we go. Right. Anyway, enough of that. Right. Slow down enough to put the roof up. So as I said earlier in the video, you can put this roof up at 30 miles an hour. So here we go. Yeah, and if you keep the button held up, it puts the windows all the way up as well. There we go. So let's put it back into normal mode and talk a bit about my F-Type. So, as I mentioned, the car's a 2015 car. I've owned it for 2 years as of January 2021, and not that I got to use it much in 2020, so the mileage, I think I didn't even clock more than 2,000 miles on it in that time, so I've not really had the chance to get to know the car really well. I mean, the car it replaced, if I have a guess, I'll give you a few seconds. Guess what this replaced. Let me know in the comments what you guess, see if you're right. So let's give it a couple of seconds. Right, I'm going to flash the picture onto the screen. Did you get it right? I bet you didn't. Yeah, so back then when I had the previous car, F-Types were just not attainable in the price range that I was paying for what is essentially to me a second car. But when I joined a Jaguar dealer in 2019, it opened up I want to use the right word here, opportunity, I'm going to say, to purchase a car that I otherwise wouldn't have been able to purchase. That'll do, won't it? Yeah. So I did, and bought this car, and it was supplied as a sort of a trade sale, if you like. Let's get out of this junction here. As a trade sale, so I got a lot of money off the car, preferential finance rates. It's actually on a PCP. If you put a lot of cash into a car, you probably want your head looking at, because cars are the biggest depreciating asset ever. So even if you can afford to pay cash, you do a PCP and keep your money in the bank. Anyway, that's not a conversation for now. So bought it in January 2019. I remember driving it home from the site I bought it from, and it was snowing. I was thought, oh god, okay then. But it was such a nice drive back, and I'd already known what they were like before I took delivery of it. Having had a few cars at work that I'd driven and had a look round. And so the one thing that made me want to buy it was the noise that you've just heard. It's a noise that I will never get bored of. I know it seems childish and silly, but I like it, and there's plenty of other people out there who like it as well, and hopefully you do. So, in fact, you know what? Here's some more sounds. Right, I'll tell you what, let's do things I like and things I don't like about my F-Type. So, things I don't like. I don't like the fact that Jaguar don't supply you cruise control as standard. I mean, this is a 60,000–70,000 pound car, spec dependent. Cruise control is standard on something like, at the moment, something like an E-Pace or an Evoque, which are 40,000 pound cars, give or take. And that's just not good enough. Even at the time, a 15 plate Evoque would come with cruise control on most models. So that's one thing I don't like. The other thing I don't like is the seats. Again, part manual seats. This is a part manual seat that slides back on a runner, but actually has electronic height and electric backrest. Why not just give me a full electric seat? I'm not bothered it hasn't got memory seats. I can understand them charging for that. I'm not bothered, it's only me drives it. But electric seats, come on. Get electric seats in the car. What else don't I like? I think the ride's a bit too firm for what it is. Now, I totally understand that I'm on 20-inch wheels and there's nothing I can do about that. They were on the car when I bought it, but the ride is a bit firm. That's probably why I don't use it as a daily car, apart from the fact that I have a 90-mile round trip to work. I'd be bankrupt within a week, no doubt. It's not the sort of car that you'd commute in, really. It's a fun car, it's a bit of fun. Use it at the weekends like I do, or days off. And just enjoy it. So I think the novelty, if I drove this car every day, the novelty would definitely wear off. And it wouldn't be as special for me to enjoy it. So other thing I don't like about it, the boot space is a bit ridiculous, but then again, there's not a lot I can do about that. I knew it was a small boot when I bought it, and again, that's partly me saying I knew I wasn't going to be using it as an everyday car, therefore I didn't have to go doing shopping in it and things like that, so that's fine. And then the final thing I don't like about it is the service costs. Now, to anyone other than me and other Jaguar Land Rover employees, the servicing costs would be something in the region of between £400, £500, maybe £600, depending on the service. Every service, and it's every 12 months. Now, I've had this car serviced every 12 months on the nose to keep up its servicing, even though I've only done a couple of miles in the car. Especially last year, I didn't even do 2,000 miles in it. I've still had it serviced because when you come to sell it, people want to see that full service history from a Jaguar dealer, all done on time, using the correct parts and all the correct oil and all that good stuff. I think neglecting the service is going to devalue the car, because or make you have to devalue the car in order to sell it, because anybody buying a high performance car like this wants that service history, wants to know it's been looked after properly. You don't want to buy one of these that's been run by someone who can barely afford to run it, because you end up on cheap tyres, getting it serviced by backstreet garages, using the wrong parts, things like that. So, speaking of tyres, that's another thing I didn't like about it. The tyres it was supplied with were Pirelli P0s, front and back, and that was fine, but the rear ones, they were absolute rubbish. They had no grip whatsoever. In the wet, it would spin its wheels through third and even fourth if you try and accelerate anything more than gently. And take this one up. So that was another thing I don't like about it. So that's things I don't like about it. And I don't want you to think I hate the car, because I do. I absolutely love the car. So, things I do like about it. Number one, absolute top of any list if you ask me, the noise. Simple as that. I could have had my pick of P300s, and if you've got a P300 F-Type, that's fine, I bet you love it, and I don't blame you, it's fantastic. But I wanted that noise. The second I heard a V6, one of these, fly past me flat out, I'd already decided I was buying a car then, one of these, and it had to be a V6. Hence why I'm not bothered about it not being the S, not being the 380 horsepower model. And the V8 was just unattainable. Just there wasn't a V8 anywhere near the budget I was looking at the time when I bought this car, without having to go non-Jaguar dealer. And of course I couldn't do that because the position I was in, I was having to buy through a Jaguar dealer to get the privileges that I spoke about earlier. Yeah, the noise is the number one thing I like about it. The second thing is the way it looks. I think it is one of the best looking cars on the road. And people, when you drive past them in this, just a really nice blue Mustang. That looks awesome. Oh, and it sounds good as well. V8. Distracted. When you drive past people in this, they turn around and they look at you, and they want to know, what was that? And they don't quite know what it is, and I quite like that, because they think, oh, is it a Porsche, is it a Ferrari? And then when you tell people it's a Jaguar, they're like, oh, really? So that's just something I like. Third thing I like about it is the seats. These seats are super comfortable, although they're not electric, as I mentioned earlier. They are really, really comfortable. I've done some really long journeys in this car. That was before lockdown, by the way. In some cases, non-stop driving for 2.5, 3 hours, and you get out at the other end feeling fresh. And that's down to the seats. The seats are absolutely amazing. I also like the fact that this car's got the performance steering wheel. I like the big chunky thumb grips. I like the flat bottom steering wheel on it. It's just nice to hold in your hand. I've driven cars where they've got the standard steering wheel, and you know, it feels huge compared to this, and that's my personal preference anyway. I really like the wheels that it sits on, 20-inch Tornado alloy wheels, and I'm glad they're not black as well. It would have been so easy for previous owners of this car to go, let's just paint the wheels black. And black looks really good against this blue, the dark sapphire, or the Loire blue, or the Portofino blue as it's now called. But the car doesn't have black pack, and I'm glad they're silver, because the not having black pack gives you chrome around the grille and the side vents and on the badge on the back, and the exhaust is chrome as well. And I like the fact that the silver wheels haven't been done black, because it all ties in. And I like the design, nice to look at. I like the fact that they're wider at the back and they've got a bit of a concave as well, so that really suits the car. And then the final thing I like about it is just that it makes you feel special when you drive it. You know, you feel privileged to own a car like this, and you know, I've worked bloody hard to get this car, and you know, I spent a lot of years saving up. I look after it, and, you know, it's my absolute pride and joy is this car. And it just makes you feel special, and that's why I try and keep it as a second car and have a bit of a novelty and just, you know, treat myself at the end of a busy week in the JLR showroom that I work at. It's nice to know that if I've got a weekend off and it's nice weather, get this out, go for a drive, and all is well in the world. So I'll say, well, let's do a little bit of buying advice then. So if you're looking for an F-Type now, if you're in a position where you're thinking, I want an F-Type like that, I want to treat myself, and bloody hell, that bus is on the side of the road. Sorry about that. If you're thinking, I'm going to get an F-Type, go and drive one, drive a P300, then drive a V6. See what you think. If you are the sort of person who thinks, I want spec, and I want looks, and I want colour and the choice, if it's a P300 and you're not bothered about the noise, buy the P300. If you want a car that makes an absolute racket and sounds as good as this one does, you've got to get a V6. Having said that, if you've got deep pockets and you don't mind the fact that if you buy an older V8, it will be £570 a year to road tax, or £475 if it's a newer one, go and buy a V8. What else can I say? Oh, the noise. Now that's the thing. In 2018, regulations for motor manufacturers changed, and they had to fit exhaust filters, and they were only allowed to go up to a certain decibel level on the sound. As a result, my 15-plate F-Type is louder than a 19-plate F-Type with the same engine, for example. So if you want the pure noise, you've got to definitely go and get yourself a pre-2018 car. How can you tell a pre-2018 car? Well, it'll have the bi-xenon headlights, like mine, rather than the LED headlights, and I'll show you the difference on the screen now. By all means, buy the newer one if you're happy with the noise. If you've never been in an F-Type before and you get in that 2018 car, it'll still be loud if you've never heard one before. So by all means, buy one of those. Colour-wise, there isn't really a bad colour out there. It just comes down to personal preference. I personally like a darker colour because I think it just looks better when it's clean and shiny and polished and waxed and ceramic coated. That's another good thing. Get a ceramic coat on it, protect it. And if you have a darker colour car like mine, I like a light interior. And on balance, looking back, if you'd said to me you can have white seats or black seats, I would have rather had black seats, because these seats are a nightmare to maintain. You're forever cleaning them. If you sat in the seats like I am at the moment with jeans on, you do get that little bit of dye transfer. Not a lot, don't get me wrong, your seats aren't going to turn blue within a week, but when you come to clean it, you'll notice it and you'll want to clean them all the time. So yeah, by all means, get them. They look fantastic. But for me personally, if you said to me, do you want to change your seats for black ones, I'd say yes, absolutely I do. And wheels, I think you can't really go wrong with wheels. Again, that's just going to come down to personal choice. I wouldn't change the wheels on this car. I really like the wheels I've got on this. I would avoid the standard wheels because I don't think they fill the wheel arches properly unless you're desperate for a smaller wheel. I don't know why you would be. Can't imagine why. And then specification wise, I've got this one with the exterior styling pack, and I wouldn't look at one without it, to be fair, because I think those side skirts and the front little lips and the diffuser at the back just finish the car off nicely. And when you park it next to a car that hasn't got it, you can see what a difference it makes. So here's a car without it, and here's a car with it. See the difference? Anyway, if you're not bothered about gadgets inside, you just want a driver's car, just whatever it comes with, you'll be happy with. They all come with sat-nav as standard, reversing camera, Bluetooth, climate control, aircon. Heated seats is an option. Definitely get heated seats so you can have that nice roof down but heated seat on, you know, late summer, cool evening driving, that sort of thing. I like to drive this car even at night. If it's warm, I'll have the roof down, and it's nice just to pop the heated seat on just for an extra little bit of warmth. I'd opt for, if I was building one, I'd opt for fully electric seats, and performance steering wheel. I wouldn't have one without that because I like it. It's just me. And I wouldn't be bothered whether or not mine had heated windscreen. If you're going to use it all year round, you want it. I don't use this in the winter. If it's frozen over, I will go wherever I'm going in the company car that I have at the time, whatever that may be. Dual climate control I'm not bothered about. In fact, I wouldn't be bothered if it didn't have climate control, to be fair, because I try and drive this car as often as I can with the roof down. I appreciate it's up at the moment, I'm talking to you guys. And the one thing you've got to have, absolutely without a shadow of a doubt, is the loud button. If you buy a car without it, you'll regret it. Because the F-Type makes such a nice noise. It's the best sounding V6 ever produced, in my opinion. Try and convince me otherwise if you want to, but I don't think you will. With the roof up, it sounds awesome. So I'll stop talking about my car now, and what I do want to talk about is the channel. And I want to say thank you again to all my subscribers. I've just checked before I went on this video. 542 subscribers. Now I know that sounds like, you know, small numbers compared to some of the YouTubers, but when I first started this channel in January of 2021, when we went into lockdown, I thought I'll just put some videos of cars up and people will watch them, and then I thought no, I'll make it more of an interactive channel, and I'll do some videos with me talking on it, and you know, I'll give my opinions, and I'll show you some cars that I like, and I'll take some off for a drive. And I thought maybe people like it, maybe they won't. I thought, you know what, if I get 20 subscribers and each video gets a couple of hundred views, I'll be happy. But you guys have absolutely knocked it out of the park. 542 subscribers when I checked last. So I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed. If you haven't, please do subscribe. It really does help the channel, and as you can see, it spurs me on to make some amazing videos for you guys. That's in my opinion. Hopefully you think the same. And yeah, if you hit the notification bell, you'll know the second I upload my latest video. And in my life tomorrow, I'm going to be doing the follow-up to the Q&A request that I put out. So if you've not seen that, it's on the channel, have a look at it. And that was your opportunity to ask me some questions, and you still can. So if you've missed it, get over there quick, pop your question in the comments, and leave me a question, and I will answer it. I'll make it a point. I'm going to answer every single question that I've been asked, because clearly, if you're asking a question, you want to know what the answer is. I'm not going to pick and choose my favourite ones just for channel content. So every question will be getting answered. So watch out for that. So in my life, it's Saturday. That's going live tomorrow, which is Sunday. So watch out for that on there. And if you've got a question, be it about me, cars in general, Jaguar Land Rover cars, about your car, I'll try and answer it if I can. Do you want my opinion on something? Leave it in the comments. But yeah, thank you very much to every single one of my subscribers, and thank you to everyone who's watched the videos. My first video that I put on, which it wasn't my best work, and I'll admit that, the first video I put on was of the 21 model year F-Pace in our showroom, and like I say, it wasn't brilliant. It was one long video. The editing was rubbish, but you guys have watched it 37,000 times. I don't know, I must have done something right on the video, but I think it wasn't my best work, but there we are. So, thank you for watching this video. I hope you like my car, and I've introduced it to the channel now. I wasn't going to, but I thought you guys deserve something for your loyalty and your support. Just coming up to a traffic light, roadworks. So, I think I'll end the video there. Is there something you want to see on my channel? Is there something you've been waiting for and you're thinking, God, I wish you'd hurry up and do that? Is there a car you want to see? Is there something you want to see about this car that I've missed? Let me know in the comments. Do please like, do please share, do please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and thanks for watching. I'm going to cut it now because this video's gone on for far too long. Thank you for sticking with me till the end if you have done so. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye for now.